What would we do without phones, computers, and smart technology? Our windows to the world. But how easily we forget these tools also expose us to some of the most dangerous offenders of all.
Cyber fraud and theft, cyberbullying, identity theft and hijacking are the downside to the power of technology. Cybercrime and cyber predators. Tonight on CS311.
Crime Stop Jamaica and National Bakery, in association with TVJ and our sponsors, ICD Group, Grace Kennedy, Home and Things, Progressive Grocers and Guardsman, present CS311 with Deirdre Dixon and Leroy Hall.
PandaSecurity.com defines cybercrime as one in which a computer is the object of a crime or is used as a tool to commit an offense.
At their best, the web, social media, and cybertech can support crime solving, sharing information widely and instantaneously. At their worst, they encourage and even assist wrongdoers to reach a captive audience and carry out their attack.
Jamaican banks alone experience nearly 2 cyber attacks per week, and internet bank fraud totaled over 38 million Jamaican dollars in losses between January and September last year.
Recently, we spoke to a representative from the National Commercial Bank to throw some light on the issue.
Science TV is constantly employing and investing strong security controls and have always aligned with international best practices and standards that promote a holistic approach to data protection and security. We take cybersecurity very seriously and understand that security has to evolve in order to keep up to date with emerging threats. We have also recently rolled out the implementation of RSA Adaptive Authentication and Transaction Monitoring tool on the NCB online features. It further heightened the security features of our online system by providing additional layer of security for our internet banking customers. We are also partnering with key institutions to identify suspicious activities as well as the quick identification and decommissioning of phishing sites. We have recently activated the contactless feature on our point-of-sale terminals to further enhance the security of point-of-sale transactions. This is enabled by processing payments with a simple screen tap versus swipe or inserting of the card in the terminal. We recently developed our online dispute resolution portal. If your card is lost or stolen, or if you notice any suspicious transaction on your accounts, visit NCB Online Dispute Resolution portal at chargeback.jncb.com. Here, you can report issues, track dispute, report a card lost or stolen, block or unblock credit cards, and even request a replacement card in just a few minutes. In a few weeks, we'll be introducing our EMV Visa debit cards, that is chip card technology. EMV cards are embedded with a microchip that creates a unique one-time code every time the card is used at an EMV-enabled terminal. This unique code provides yet another additional layer of security against card fraud.
The internet is not limited by geographic boundaries, making cybercrime highly appealing for international organized crime. How profitable is it? Listen to this.
More and more, technology has become the channel through which we communicate, socialize, and yes, commit crimes. Did you know the global cost of cybercrime will reach 6 trillion by 2021? 48% of data security breaches are caused by acts of malicious intent. Ransomware costs will rise to 11.5 billion by the end of 2019. Jamaica's major organized crime and anti-corruption agency reported that the country lost in excess of Jamaican 12 billion to cybercrime in 2016 alone. Banks, meaning your hard-earned dollars, are some of the greatest targets. The 2018 Financial Stability Report revealed that there were 62 counts of internet banking fraud in Jamaica, totaling Jamaican 38.2 million in losses between January and September 2018. with banks experiencing nearly 2 cyber attacks per week on average. Other acts such as hacking, cyberstalking, revenge porn, cyber-assisted extortion, and extortion are now surfacing locally as Jamaicans become more techno-savvy. As institutions ramp up their security measures, you can also do your part. Protect yourself where you can. Think before you click. A landmark case was recently concluded with a plea of guilty by a man soon to become one of the first persons in Jamaica sentenced for a cybercrime. More on that coming up, but first, our featured crime for today.
5:30 a.m., Friday, April 26, 2019. The early morning silence of the Montego Bay community of Rose Heights was shattered by a barrage of gunshots. Snake Lane was the scene of yet another brutal slaying. The victim this time was a 25-year-old laborer, Nicholas Forbes, also known as Leon or Romeo, of Broadway, Rose Heights. The police arrived and processed the scene. Meanwhile, the body was taken to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where Nicholas Leon Romeo Forbes was officially pronounced dead.
To this date, the identity of the killer remains a mystery, and the pain of the loss lives on.
Friday morning, I get up and I stand up, I come to work and I stand up by the doorway. And the next brother come and say, Daddy, them kill him brother. And I say, well, I just feel away and I start crying. You know? And him jump in the catch and at the same time and him go by the station. After I take a car and me and the next friend and we go over there and go identify so really when in there I'm at 25. I'm not like to find the killer. That's it. I'm just like to find the killer and know why they kill him. He work with his uncle and him work by hotel and everything in job around and you know, and work and so. And it's a good youth in a year because he just occupy and go through. If other people call him and say, go do this to me, go do that to me, he runs down. Everybody know who killed the family member, call the police, and then take action.
Your name and face are of no interest to us. Just give us the facts. A reward of $200,000 is being offered to anyone who can provide us with information leading to an arrest and charge of the person behind the murder of Nicholas Forbes.
Of course, the number to call is 311. We are here day and night, waiting on your call. We return to cybercrime after this.
How safe is your identity and information when it is uploaded to the World Wide Web?
And when does the misuse of information online become a criminal offense? More on this coming up, but first, our list of missing persons.
Missing, brought to you by Progressive Grocers. An Ananda alert has been activated for 17-year-old Kamisha Nugent, a ward of the state at the Granville Childcare Facility in Trelawney. She has been missing since Saturday, October 27, 2018. She's of dark complexion, medium build and 165 centimeters or 5 feet 5 inches tall. Kamisha was last seen at midday at the Falmouth Health Center, dressed in a navy blue cap, rose pink blouse, blue jeans and black sneakers. 29-year-old Tyrone Brown, security guard of a Seaview Gardens address in St. Andrew, has been missing since Monday, July 16, 2018. He is of dark complexion, medium build, and is about 163 centimeters or 5 feet 4 inches tall. Mr. Brown was last seen at home at 12:30 p.m. wearing a white shirt, black pants with red stripes and a pair of black shoes. He has not been heard or seen since. An Ananda alert has been activated for 17-year-old Tashi Taylor of Crawl, Riversdale in St. Catherine, who has been missing since Friday, July 20, 2018. She is of brown complexion and medium build, and about 175 centimeters or 5 feet 9 inches tall. Tashi was last seen at 9:30 a.m. in Bogwalk, St. Catherine. She was dressed in a white t-shirt, white jeans, and a pair of black sneakers.
Both offline and online, new scams are invented every day. Don't let your guard down.
Babe? Dave?
Yes, Sandy.
Come here. I need you to look at this wedding dress. It's to die for. Look.
Sandy,
Huh?
why in here so cold? You're using the AC. How much time I tell you that you must not use the AC when it is hot? Wait till it cool. You know how much money that going cost, you know?
Dave.
What?
Can you look at this, please? This wedding dress here. Can you imagine me in this? Oh my God.
How much it costs?
You don't even look at it yet, but you're talking about the price.
I'm looking at it. How much it going cost, Sandy?
$45,000. Plus handling and shipping and all of that. The total is about $50,000.
Plus AC. It's alright. Take it off of the credit card.
I already did.
Okay.
So that's it? You're not going to put up a protest?
Well, it's your day. Whatever makes you happy.
Aww. Oh my God, good to come out and all these things. Oh my God.
I never knew that Beyonce was so pretty. Lord. Message from the bank. What? Sandy! Sandy,
Yes,
how much you said the dress cost again?
$50,000.
Then why are $150,000 gone from off of the credit card?
What?
Save your pilot me. Sandy, you know, since a scam, we get scam. Is which site you buy that dress from? Online shopping these days is very popular, but so is cybercrime. Some of these sites are set up to rip you off. Do your research, read the reviews, be extremely sure before sharing your financial details. You can never be too careful. Use your head. Don't be scammed.
Have you seen these men before? Do you know where they are now? Crime Stop is just a phone call away. Can you lead us to any of these wanted criminals?
35-year-old construction worker Alvin Messam, otherwise called Kevin of McGregor Lane, Spanish Town, is wanted for questioning in connection to the murder of Clarence Clark, a 44-year-old taxi operator of Freetown, Clarendon, who was killed on Whitewater Boulevard, Spanish Town on Saturday, April 28, 2018 at about 9 p.m. 27-year-old Damian Devil Henry of Burke Road, Old Harbour, is still on the run. He is wanted in connection to the murder of Travis Orain Callahar, who was killed on the highway at Socaba Pen, Old Harbour on Thursday, June 6, 2013. Damian Devil Henry has a teardrop tattoo on his face and DH tattooed on his neck. Delano Wilmot, otherwise called Lana or Preke Boy, of Mother Lane, Retrieve, St. James, is wanted for questioning in connection to the murder of Mark Williams, who was killed on Thursday, June 6, 2016 in Retrieve. Delano Preke Boy Wilmot is considered armed and dangerous. Dulcetta Chin, otherwise called Treeway, of Chinatown, Windsor Heights Central Village, St. Catherine, is wanted in connection to a charge of shooting with intent committed against a member of the St. Catherine South Special Operation Team. The incident took place on Wednesday, January 30, 2019. Akeem Johnson, otherwise called Bobo Sparks, of New Nursery, Spanish Town, is wanted for questioning in connection to the murder of Donovan Laws, otherwise called Night Dew, at the New Nursery community, Twickenham Park, St. Catherine, on Monday, December 12, 2016. He's of black complexion, but known to bleach. He's 5 feet 4 inches tall, of slim build, and with a big nose. He has ganja leaves and the number 666 tattooed on his hand. Akeem Bobo Sparks Johnson is considered armed and dangerous.
More after this. An unexpected call gave Dariek Chisholm the news that her former lover had maliciously posted nude photographs of her on the internet.
He expected her to hang her head in shame and retreat. Instead, she took her case to the courts. We spoke to her recently.
Well, here in the United States, it would be referred to as revenge porn. It has several different names, and I think that's what complicates the issue. I sometimes liken it to digital domestic violence. It's sometimes referred to as cyber harassment or image abuse or cyberbullying. I received a WhatsApp message with a link to a video that had all of these explicit photos and videos of me that he had been taking, that he had strung together or had someone else string together in a video. And he sent that to me with a threat, saying that he would put this out onto the internet, send this to family and friends, make this available for people to see if I didn't return to him in Jamaica. Rejection breeds obsession. And because I had repeatedly rejected him and his threats and his demeaning calls for me to return to Jamaica, I think he somehow felt that this was his only way to get my attention. And unfortunately, when someone is hurting, without a good way to handle that, I believe that people behave in ridiculous ways, and I certainly don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair. I think it's sick on many levels. Unfortunately, we see this happening to so many people because people can hide behind their devices and exact this type of crime in an attempt to get even, get revenge, be hurtful and despiteful. I mean, obviously this left me very devastated and emotionally scarred. He was threatening to destroy my reputation, my public reputation, my celebrity that I've spent many years building, without any regard to the work that anyone has done. If their naked photos and videos are made available for the public, anyone would be ashamed and abused. This was a time in my life that I could choose to do something about this, not only for myself, but for other people, particularly because it is somewhat unknown. It is certainly misunderstood. But these types of crimes, cyberbullying, cyber harassment, are happening way more than people even understand. And there are so few laws and ways to protect victims. So what's written in your laws there in Jamaica, I find them to be written extremely clear. Malicious communications is written exactly the way that I believe that it should be intended. I think that there's little misinterpretation, which makes it easy for a victim to be able to go to court and press charges against someone who might be committing this crime against them. I chose to use my story, use my platform, and use my voice to advocate for other victims, to advocate for tougher laws, to educate other people, and to expose the cruelness for what this is. What I did very early on was to start a website. It's called 50shadesofsilence.com, so that I could provide some resources and next steps for victims. And on the website, we do have a download that actually encourages a victim to take 7 steps, if they can, to, if this has happened to them, in terms of things that they can do right away. Get help. Find someone else who can help you get through this. Keep all of the evidence. Make sure that anything that has been put out there, any photos, content, videos, anything that is being used against you, you've screenshot and you've saved, so that you can provide that to authorities if you need to. Most importantly is to find a way to release the shame and the silence around this. I think that is what does the most damage personally to someone, is that this does elicit a lot of shame and embarrassment and humiliation. If they've been victimized for this, they didn't do anything wrong. And to carry that weight and that shame is a lot for someone as a result of experiencing cyber harassment or revenge porn.
The greatest lesson in the Diary of Chisholm victory is that a victim ceases to be a victim the moment they choose to fight back. Cyber criminals pose a threat to individuals, to personal property, and even to governments, whose most vital secrets may be hacked and exposed. Prevention is our greatest protection. Safety tips up next.
Safety Tips, sponsored by Guardsman.
When going online, we need to ensure that we take care of what we're doing and be very conscious of how we handle access to and connecting to other online services. Protecting ourselves, protecting our data, protecting our system is very important. So when you're going onto your computer, you ensure that you set yourself with very complex passwords. At least 8 characters, you want to have a symbol, you want to have a capital, you want to use numbers, you want to make it as complex as possible, and not something that people can randomly guess, like your middle name or your mother's maiden name or your child's name. Make it as complex and as difficult, and sometimes it just shouldn't make any sense at all, and that's the best way to protect yourselves. You also need to look at enhancing the protection of your network and your system by ensuring that you have good firewalls, you had good safety devices, and you are also looking at what applications and what programs you have on your computer and who and what they are sharing information with. We take a lot for granted. Downloading a new application causes many changes to your system, and you need to be conscious of these things. You need to click smart. You never know what is coming onto your computer, so always ensure that you know what you are clicking on and what you are authorizing to happen on your system. Ensure that you are on genuine websites, ensure that you know what you're looking for, and if it doesn't look authentic, follow that gut feeling. Sharing information, you need to consider who you're sharing with, and only share with people and with sites that you trust. Don't put out your banking information, don't put out your credit card information on sites that you are not certain of and you're not sure of. And a lot of us carry very, very sensitive information on our cell phones. Most of us don't realize that our cell phones are transmitting to other sites exactly where we are. Your phone is sharing your information. Be conscious of what is leaving your phone. Be conscious of what you're putting on your phones.
The internet is limitless, and so is cybercrime. In the hands of a predator, cyber tools become deadly weapons, assisting stalkers to target the vulnerable.
And while not all of them can have access to a gun, almost anyone can log on. Educate yourself, protect your families, and instruct your children and teens to be intelligent cyber users. I am Deidre Dixon.
And I am Leroy Hall. Stay safe until we meet again.